Hey guys, welcome to This Is where we take you to the most significant and iconic pop culture locations ever caught on film. Then and now. I'm David Lindner, and in addition to my experience in the entertainment field, I'm a former investigator by trade. I'm also a very passionate historian of film and music. Let's jump in. Today, I'm at 96 St. Mark's Place, and the reason I'm here is this is the principal filming location for the Rolling Stones' Waiting on a Friend video from 1981. It was the dawn of the 80s. MTV was in its beginning, and the Stones, being the smart guys they've always been, took full advantage of the video era and shot a really memorable video, one that's personal to me because it's what made me a Rolling Stones fan. I got to see the Stones in November of '81 at the old Brendan Byrne Meadowlands Arena in East Rutherford, New Jersey, and it was all because of the video that was shot right here on this stoop, Waiting on a Friend.
I'm not waiting on a lady. I'm just waiting on a friend.
Before we delve further into our locations, let's note where the Stones were by the time 1981 rolled around, who musically contributed to their new album Tattoo You, the bands that opened up for them on their upcoming tour, the impact and success it would have and carry over into 1982 and 1983. Clearly, by the 1980s, the Stones had cemented themselves as the elder statesmen of rock, and that was clearly reflected with their high-energy performances and massive, elaborate stage set, which earned them sold-out stadiums and arenas in record time. In addition to the superb Nicky Hopkins on piano, the Stones hired legendary jazz saxophonist Sonny Rollins to perform the solo on Waiting on a Friend. When it comes to classic and energetic Rolling Stones albums, 1981's Tattoo You doesn't always come to mind immediately for many fans, but it was my gateway to becoming an avid and lifelong fan of the band. Hands down, from side A to B, this is the best album the Stones did throughout the 1980s. Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day has said, this is the song he wants played at his funeral. Quote, "It's one of the best songs they've ever written. When you're up in heaven, or wherever you're at, you're just waiting for friends to come along." With the advent of MTV in August of '81, the network was beyond thrilled to have a video by a band of the Stones' stature. The video was directed by Michael Lindsay Hogg, who also directed the band's 1968 Rock and Roll Circus UK television special. The North American leg of the tour was promoted by the legendary concert promoter Bill Graham. It was the largest grossing tour of 1981, with an estimated 2.5 million concertgoers in attendance, 50 million in ticket sales, setting sales records for several years to come. The Stones were estimated to have profited $22 million after expenses, which would be nearly $75 million in today's money. In fact, their December 5th show at the Superdome in New Orleans set an indoor attendance record that stood for 33 years. The tour's elaborate and colorful stage was the work of Japanese designer Kazuhide Yamazaki. Some of their opening acts included George Thorogood and the Destroyers, Journey, the Jay Giles Band, Prince, and the mighty Van Halen. Unfortunately, a still somewhat unknown Prince barely got through 3 songs before being booed off, if you could imagine that. several concerts were recorded and selected songs were released on their 1982 live Still Life album, which Yamazaki's art adorned the front and back covers. Esteemed director Hal Ashby directed their concert film Let's Spend the Night Together, which was later released on February 11, 1983, and went on to gross an estimated $50 million in ticket sales. It also documented one of the shows I attended at the newly opened Brendan Byrne Meadowlands Arena on November 5th and 6th, 1981.
Now, what's interesting about Waiting on a Friend, it was actually part of the Goat's Head Soup album. It was recorded in 1972 in Kingston, Jamaica at Dynamite Sound. The problem was there were no lyrics, so it was scrapped for other material. But by the dawn of the 80s, the Stones took it out of the closet, brushed it off, wrote some lyrics, and they created one of my all-time favorite Rolling Stones songs, and that's Waiting on a Friend. And it happened right here. Now, you can tell it was here for two reasons. One, if you notice the pillars right here and right here. And also the door right up there, the frame. Now, in 1981, it was just the glass pane right up there. Since then, the door has been replaced, like a lot of the building I'm sure has. But if you look at the video, you can clearly see the pillars, and you can see Mick Jagger's hand just above right here. He's standing here, and he's, doing his Mick Jagger thing while he's waiting for his friend, Keith Richards, to show up. And that all happened right here, 96 St. Mark's Place. And if it looks familiar to you, it's also because 96 and 98 is the cover of Physical Graffiti, Led Zeppelin, one of their best albums. I really want to thank Haley and Jamie at Barlala, which is 132 First Avenue. Years ago, this used to be the St. Mark's Bar and Grill, and this is where the Rolling Stones concluded the video, Waiting on a Friend. And the way you can match up the shots are these beautiful pillars that are now bronze. There's one there, but the one right here, Mick Jagger would have been right here, Keith Richards would have been right here drinking a beer, and then of course Ronnie Wood and Charlie Watts and Bill Wyman would have been right over there. And that all took place right here, 132 First Avenue, now Barlala, a really delicious place to go and have some dinner. They're open from 4 to 2.
I'm just waiting on a friend. I'm just waiting on a friend. I'm just waiting.